One thing I suggest when you stop drinking alcohol is you stop hanging out with people who will continue to drink alcohol, who will continue to do drugs, who will continue to smoke weed, whatever it is that you are stopping. But I'm talking about alcohol. I'm hooking you guys up with alcohol. But it could go for anything, to be honest. Any bad habit, anything. You need to stop hanging around with people who are doing that. No matter if it's a break that you're taking from alcohol, or if you are just going completely sober, you don't want any type of temptation around you. You don't want these outside voices making you question your decisions and your actions. That's why it's important to have a why. You write it down, you write down your why, and you keep that in mind. You have a little post-it inside your wallet, inside your bag, whatever, on your phone, and you go to it when you might have some questions or whatever. When you're doubting yourself, you go to it and you remind yourself. It's like a little affirmation. You stay grounded. You stay believing in you instead of others trying to change your mindset. That's one thing I didn't do the first time around. When I started taking breaks, I kept hanging out with people who kept drinking because I said, well, I just, that's when I really realized that you are who you hang out with, because I went back to it. I went back to drinking. During those breaks, I was feeling better mentally. When I was drinking, I found it so draining, especially with hanging out with the people that kept drinking, that were drinking. It was so draining to hang out with those people. I didn't feel the vibes. And I realized how I never felt the vibes. I would get thinking like, these aren't real friends. I can't call them up when I need some help. I always had this in mind, like if I get a pop tire, will I be able to call them? Will they come for me? I felt a little bit uncomfortable even having that thought of reaching out to them and asking for help, because I didn't feel that connection with none of them. So I said, that's not somebody I can truly rely on. That's not somebody that I feel would come and help me. And they didn't understand me. They didn't understand my decision of stopping drinking. They didn't get it. And when I would try to talk to them, because back then I thought I needed somebody to talk to. I wanted to talk to my friends. And they would change the subject. They'll call me crazy, that I was weird. How can I quit? But I'm this fun person. How was I just going to quit? I was going to be so boring now. And I'm like, okay, like I said, yeah, these are not my people. And I wanted a true change. So I had to change. That was a change. But I knew I needed a whole life change. But I needed change internally. You know what I'm saying? I had to really work on myself. And that's when I realized, okay, I'm going to focus on me. I am going to change. I stopped drinking. I'm going to stop. I decided to completely stop. I completely stopped hanging out with people who kept drinking, who kept doing other drugs. I stopped going to family parties. I stopped going out in general, and I focused on me. That's what really helped me to stop, because I really did the work of recovering my true self. And that looked like journaling, meditating, doing breath work, doing other research, because I fell in love with learning more about health. That was what really sold me, because, it was all these things, all these whys, but I started looking into health. How I was really fucking me up. Literally, my health, my physical health, mentally, emotionally, and I wanted to change that. I wanted to become healthy. I said, dude, I really hurt myself. Like, I hurt myself, and I'm responsible for me, so I am going to heal myself. And that's what I started working on. I've been working on it ever since. It was a slow process, and there's so many things that I've learned, and I'm still learning. It was just only last year where I did a detox program, because I started learning about detoxing, how to detox your body. I wanted to keep smoking, so I wanted to also detox my lungs so I could keep smoking. I mean, I don't smoke anymore. I haven't smoked weed in over a year, but that's how I started learning about detox. I really took my health into consideration last year. I invested more into me, into my health, and I'm still learning new things, trying out new things, and just see what makes me feel good, what makes me feel happy, what helps me maintain at peace. I have a positive morning routine that I have set, And I've had this morning routine for about a couple months now, and it works for me. It makes me happy. It makes me feel good. It's a positive, healthy morning routine. If you didn't check out my last episode, go check it out because I talk about it. And it really makes me feel good, physically, emotionally, mentally. It helps my overall well-being, and it's improving my overall health. I really wanted to talk about this because I don't know why a couple of days ago I thought about drinking. I was just reflecting, and it's not like I crave it. I don't crave it at all, but I asked myself, would I ever drink again? My answer was no, but I thought about if I do, it was just, I had this interesting conversation with myself. I was just reflecting of good old times, but they were always when I was drinking, and then I don't remember things, so I'm like, that wasn't a good time. Would I really want to put myself through that again? No. And I thought about smoking. I'm like, I could probably smoke again, but I just don't see it now. I don't want it. I don't crave it. But then I'm like, for what? It always leads to, for what though? People say, later on you could do it as a little reward. Like, I would want to reward myself with something healthy, something good. Not by smoking a joint or drinking. That's not rewarding. And I still think about my whys. That's what gets me to but, what's the point of that? I have my whys, and I have them. Every single day I give thanks for this new opportunity, because me going sober, I see it as a new opportunity, a second chance in life. And I'm just so thankful, especially thankful for me, for having that strong mindset and getting to the point of actually believing in me and doing the work. That's why it's very important to have your whys. Always have your whys. It doesn't matter if you're a year sober, 2 years sober. I congratulate myself on this 1 year. I looked back, and I want to look back in 2 or 3 years. I want to keep looking at my whys. I want to keep pushing myself. That is motivation. That is inspiration. And that's discipline. Motivation takes you so far, but discipline, you're like, I did this. All because of this why, and otherwise might come up, and it just helps you stay consistent, helps you stay focused. It's just so awesome, you guys. Being sober is so awesome. You're really missing out on sobriety, because alcohol is preventing you from having a happy, healthy, and peaceful life. I know that from experience. It doesn't bring anything positive to your life. Nothing. You think you have fun times. Those are not fun times. If you are consuming alcohol, it's not a fun time. You are not you. You are disconnecting from you. You are escaping reality. Make a list if that will help you. List the pros and the cons. How it's preventing you from growing. How it's preventing you from positive change. How it's preventing you from working on goals, because you are going out, escaping on the weekends instead of working on your goals. You are wasting time instead of investing time into you and yourself. And you see how it's really you doing that to yourself. You have to take accountability. Take accountability of your actions. You just have to accept that alcohol is an issue. You have an issue with alcohol. Why is it that you're using? Ask yourself that. Why are you using alcohol? Because it's fun? That's honestly, I saw it as fun before. And looking back at it, it's sad. It's sad how I thought I needed alcohol to have fun. And I see it as sad when other people say they need alcohol to have fun, because you don't. You are not a better person. You are not more fun when you are drinking. You make a complete fool out of yourself. And I'm speaking facts. I know I made a complete fool out of myself. I did the most stupidest shit. Shit that, I never regret anything. But in a way, I do, but I learned from it, and I will never do it again. And I don't want you to do dumb shit that you will regret the next day. Waking up, not knowing where the fuck you are, not knowing what the fuck you did, completely lost, who knows where with who knows who. I honestly love having this conversation with people now. I don't mind talking about my experience with cocaine, with alcohol, with weed. I love telling my story because I know it will help out some people. It will inspire people. It can help people change. If I change, dude, just knowing the way I was, if I can change, anybody can change. But most importantly, it's time for you to have a conversation with yourself. And it's going to get deep. You need to ask yourself why it is that you are drinking. I asked myself that. I had a deep conversation with myself. And it was for many reasons. It was I didn't like my life. I didn't like me. I didn't give a fuck about my life. I just decided to drink my life away. A big thing was feelings. I didn't want to feel anything, so I would numb myself. And it was time to change that. I had to face me. I had to face my feelings. I had to start healing them. And you have to put in the work. You have to put in work towards healing. So it's time to put in the work. It's time to say no to alcohol, and it's time to say yes to you. Even if you are just going on a break, it's going to feel good, and you're going to realize how good it makes you feel, how it brings positivity into your life. You might not see positive change right away, but you will see it in the long run. It will feel so good. Your life will be so peaceful.